Fucking hell, we started on time.
Yeah. It's on you,
Right.
Jamie.
Okay. Now,
so much for Neil.
so much for Neil. Hello and welcome to another Dripping Coil show, episode 16. We've had a little change of presenters today. One of our other presenters is out with his family having a barbecue, and while the rest of us are sitting here cooking in front of our computers. There you go.
In the rain. It's pissing down with rain.
That's all right. It's called a gazebo.
So we decided to get Ashley's stunt double in.
We've got the stunt double. We will introduce his stunt double shortly. But as of now, I will show you what I'm vaping on today. I am vaping on the
yeah, all right, that's enough from you then. What about you?
Piss off, wanker. I ain't gonna take your shit in this fucking place, fat bastard.
Oh, nostalgic.
Bollocks. Right, I'm vaping on tonight the Pico Squeeze with the Hadley, and I have in that one of my many bottles of Dirk Sorts Twisted. Also the
Penguin.
The Penguin, and I've also.
Has it got chocolate in it?
What? No, it's got Dr. Salts as well, mate. That's all I seem to vape now. And I thought I'd play with this. This is the iJust 2 battery.
Right, if you move them slots slightly. No, the other way. If you move the slot slightly, it looks like two eyes and a mouth.
Okay. There you go.
There you go.
Or that way.
Oh, he's smiling there.
Yeah, see?
iJust emoji.
It's a happy mod. Right. What you vaping on, Neil?
I've got the Rock Mods, Soul, and I've got, I can't tell you. And then I've got the S Cube, and I've got Spotted Dick and Custard in that on the Hadley, and then I've got my Gladsker with the Hadley, and I've got some Secret Juice in there as well, and then I've got the Molly, and I've got some custard in that. Yeah, these are the juices I've worked with someone with them, and they are going to be released soon, but I'm not saying when because I got in trouble last time. And yeah, they are really good. They're more up my street. Yeah. So I can't say what they are.
All right, shut up then, because you know eventually you will do. This is how you slicked up before. It's got mint in it, and this is how you screwed up last time.
I'm not saying anything, but they are good. I've helped develop them. So, right.
You want royalties for that?
Right. Shall we move on? No, I did it for a friend. Shall we move on to Ashley's stunt double? Ashley's stunt double. What are you vaping on, mate?
Hello. Yes, I'm Ashley's stunt double. I was dared to do this. Sorry, Ash.
And I would like to point out, he wasn't dared to do anything. And if there are repercussions to the actions of his stunt double later on, I'm emigrating.
I do not have to do forfeits on this show. I'm on the I've forgotten what it's called.
Oh my god!
I'm on the phenotype, and I've got.
You don't know what that's called?
Jamaican spiced rum. No, I've forgotten.
Jamaican spice.
The only problem is, I'm sitting there going, "You don't know what it's called," but for the life of me, I can't remember either.
It just come on the tip of my tongue, and I can't remember now.
Go on in, Neil.
You just said the tip of your tank. Did you mean tongue?
Yeah.
Oh
that's another
God.
Neolism. Hello, Aaron in chat. Come on, what is it?
Oh, fucking! It's so annoying.
Come on, Neil.
Oh no, I can't remember. It's gone. Is it Ethereum?
No. That's Ethereum.
No, it's not Ethereum. No.
What do you mean? Yeah, it's not
No,
Ethereum.
your brother. Triad.
Triad.
If you can't, it should be. Nelly, turn it upside down. Is it written on the bottom?
Nope.
Fake then.
Must be a clone.
Well, your brother got it, mate.
Fake then.
I've got eggnog because I love eggnog.
Yeah, really, that's good. Really Christmassy juice.
Yes. I don't know why I'm doing this. There's no fucking label on them. Jamaican spiced rum. They were definitely into Christmas, aren't we? And some silly concoction that I've decided to try, which is banana and pineapple with some cream.
I bet it's quite nice, that.
It's not bad actually, but I've only just mixed it, so it's still a little chemically at the minute. It needs.
Yeah, the pineapple normally.
Yeah, I need a few days.
Because what happen is the cream will kick in and the pineapple will go down a bit.
Yeah,
I did one with the yogurt, and it was once the pineapple, normally about a week, Nelly, and then it settles down.
Aye, well, I've timed it just right because I'm on holiday next week, so I'm leaving that to steep, and it should be all right.
Where are you going?
Wales.
I'm going Wales a week later.
Yeah, I'm taking a kilt with me because the
sheep have got used to the sound of a zip.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've just fucked up your joke there.
I've got someone else who wants to come in.
Mel said it's a triad.
Who?
He's got it right.
D.
Who?
He's been in before.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I know what you're on about.
Yeah. More the merrier, I think.
I think so. Have an open show.
Yeah, well, this is what we said. Someone's just messaged me. Give me the link and I'll jump in. So.
As long as you don't mean like the more people in here, the less people are over there.
Well, it'll give us something to talk about.
Is the person coming in begin with D?
Yeah, Dave.
Yes, we know who that is. You know it is.
We won't talk about swanking all night. It's all right.
Right, I'll just fucking fall asleep. So I'll just let you run the show. I'll get a pillow from the bedroom and dribble on it and just wait until you fucking finish.
Hey, I'm surprised you didn't fall asleep when they said Molly. Every time I say Molly, you go.
It wouldn't surprise me, Jamie, if you got your jammies on already. Anyway.
No, I haven't actually.
Ooh.
Who did that? Just.
He doesn't even know who he's given the link to.
Yeah, right.
So you've got some random person coming on in a minute.
I did send it to him.
Someone will come on. Have you been involved in an industrial accident?
Where there's a blame, there's a claim.
Yeah. Have you got unclaimed PPI?
If no one knows, Nelly is from our other show, our older show. What we don't do anymore is Geico. Nelly used to do it with us. Ashley can't make it, so he decided to jump in. And now we've got a grumpy old get coming in. Hey, Dave.
Evening.
Excellent. Right, what are you vaping on, Dave?
A mod.
Yeah, mod.
With an atty on top.
SVBF. And a noise.
Noise?
Yeah.
What do you think of that noise? Because I've been looking at that.
Makes a lot of noise.
Yeah, it's all right. But the SVBF goes absolutely everywhere with me. Over everything, that just goes everywhere.
I might be getting one at Vape Fest, I think.
And SVA DNA 75 and an Arda.
Just an Arda. I like how you just say that. An Arda. One of the
Mod deer and an armour.
Yeah, well,
On it goes.
And the Nada is one of the hardest artists to get hold of at the moment, and you just go Nada.
Bingo. Oh, and last but not least, I suppose I should shout out that as well.
Oh, that's the new one, isn't it? Is that the
Hellfire? No, it's the Shadow.
Oh, right,
it's
okay.
the die codes.
Dave. Dave.
Yeah.
You do know this show's only an hour long, don't you?
Yeah, well, that's it. I won't talk about anything else.
Jamie, I'll tell you what, if Dave was to go through what he's got, we'd need about either a 5-hour show or make it last over 6 or 7 episodes. Get what he's got.
I've seen his hand check because he won one of the hand checks of the week.
Yeah.
And it was like, most people hand check the mod and the juice. He just hand checks everything he owns.
Yeah, he didn't know that.
And do you know what? That was not everything that I own by any stretch of the imagination.
I've seen once what he owns. That was about a year ago. No doubt he's got more, but that took a fucking half hour to go through.
Oh, tumbleweed time. Right, should we jump on? Well, I'll jump on with the news as, because Neil's not talking about squonking. It won't take the whole show again. Right, okay.
You might have bitch tonight.
Yes, I know. Yeah. Right, okay.
I just have one thing to ask.
Oh, for fuck's
Your SQ that you hand checked just now, Neil.
Yes.
Yeah, hold it up again. What at is that?
A hobo.
Yeah, it's not the Hadley like you said.
No, that was the Hadley. Did I say the Hadley? Oh, I do apologise. Yeah, it's the hobo 1.3. Sorry, Dave, you got me.
Eagle Eye
Dave. There ain't a problem with that because at least he called it something, unlike Nelly, who didn't even know one of the mods he was even holding. I'm vaping on this. I can't remember what it is, but I know what the tank is.
He knew where he bought it from. Fast Tech.
I didn't buy it at all.
I've got to say though, while you're on the subject of the SQ, that is one hell of a mod. I love it to death. I think it's great. It really is a little super mod.
Joe Blake said you look like a hobo.
Oh yeah, I've just got that. Right, okay. Time for a bit of the news. If anyone has been following our Facebook page, which you should actually all be doing, if not, why not? You would have seen if I share this, if it don't kick me off, because every time I play with this, it kicks me off. Share, right. This hospitals abandon vaping ban after evidence on e-cigarette safety.
Oh, I saw that. Yes.
2 UK hospitals abolish a ban to use e-cigarettes Thursday, thank you to overwhelming evidence showing they're vastly safer than tobacco cigarettes. The National Health Service Trust, which runs 2 hospitals in the city of Nottingham, revised its position on vaping in light of the groundbreaking report from the Royal College of Physicians, which whatever that fucking word is, endorsed e-cigarettes as safer as alternative to smoking.
I think that is a brilliant idea, and I hope the rest of the hospitals follow suit.
Well, why wouldn't they? If you've got 2 hospitals for all hospitals all over the country are closely networked. So if 2 hospitals are going to do it, why wouldn't if the other hospitals don't follow suit, then they don't give a shit about people's, the people's health. So why would you not follow? it? They'll only get slandered if they don't follow it. Yep. So yeah, that's bit of news, and also this one. No, I don't. No, thank you. Go away. Let workers vape in office. Government plan suggests. So vaping should be allowed in offices and enclosed public spaces in order to maximise access to safer alternatives to smoking. A government plan says, announcing a vision to create a smoke-free generation. Ministers set new targets to cut smoking rates by 1/4 in adults and to stamp out the habit among younger generations. The tobacco control plan pledges to maximise the availability of safer alternatives to smoking and to support smokers turning to nicotine substitutes. Right, what people think of that?
I actually know that there's a double bit of news in there, Jamie. The reason that's came about from the government is because they were facing a ban in their offices of them e-cigs, which is why they wanted to put that through so that they can carry on vaping in their government offices.
That wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. There's normally, if it affects them, they just put something through where it doesn't affect them, but they've got to do it for everyone. So okay.
They were saying about the young people and stuff, because of all the bullshit they've put out that it's bad and whatever vaping over the years they have done, or trying to diss it. This younger generation now, unfortunately, I've seen a lot of them because I pick my daughters up from school and stuff quite a lot. I see a lot of young people still smoking, and I think it's quite sad, knowing that there is vaping there. I would rather them not do either, but I'd rather them vape than smoke, surely.
Yeah.
I was just going to jump in on that one, Neil, because I agree with you. Well, I've still seen the kids smoking, but I have, not that I'd like to admit it, is I've seen a lot of, I'll say the older kids, more kids than I normally would, vaping. And I weren't sure whether to be, not disgusted, that's too strong a word, but I didn't know whether to be disappointed in that or happy about it, because half of me was telling me you really shouldn't be vaping that, and I wouldn't encourage you to vape that, and don't ask me for some juice or whatever. But then I'm thinking, well, at least you ain't smoking.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword, isn't it? It's
I don't want them to do it.
As a parent, you're just thinking, I don't really want to be saying that, but I'd rather them be vaping, because the thing is, it's better than smoking, but I'd rather them not do any. But
but like what you're saying, Neil. Now you've got, see, when you ever went to your parent and say, you got caught by your parents, the kids were always worried about getting caught by their parents, because their parents knew smoking was bad. Smoking, oh, you shouldn't smoke, and you'd get, and they really moan at you for smoking.
But now, me and get locked in the cupboard and said, you're not coming out till you've had all 20 of them fags.
Yeah, but if you know what I mean, now that there's proof out there, and that vaping is 95% safer than smoking, do you think that some parents now turn around and say to their kids, well, at least you're not smoking fags? Do you think they are? In some ways, I think they're not as strict
with vaping,
as what they would be with cigarettes, which I think is the reason why you see more kids out there vaping, because there are people out there that, because vaping is safer, they don't mind it so much, but there are people out there that think vaping's terrible. Like you could be standing in a shop, I won't mention the shop, but I've been standing in a shop and I've just vaped via the till, and a woman's come in and just like been waving her hands around like the shop's on fire, pretending to cough. And then you just turn your back to her and make that usual face as if to say, fucking idiot. There are people out there that think vaping's really that bad. Oh, it's smoky in here. Pretend to cough and stuff like that. But I believe it's kind of like that. The reason we're seeing more kids out there vaping is because parents and people do think that vaping is a lot safer than smoking, so they're not really that worried about their kids vaping as they would be smoking cigarettes.
I only hope that they don't, the naysayers don't jump on the bandwagon and say, look, we told you, now the kids are all vaping, when we really should be saying, well, yeah, but they're not smoking.
But I still see, I'm quite concerned about it in a way, because I still see a lot of kids smoking. And the thing is, I can't understand it in a way, because compared to probably me, Dave, Nelly and Jamie, all of us really, I should have said straight away. So the information we had when we was younger, all right, we knew it was bad, but we didn't know how bad. But I think this generation now know how bad it is, really bad.
I don't know. It was just as bad for me because I smoked, not because I wanted to smoke, but it was literal peer pressure.
Yeah.
You know, you got your dinner money. It's like, go on, have a fag. And I'm like, no, I don't really want to have a fag.
See,
Oh,
when
if
I
you
was
want to
younger-
be one of our gang, come join us. You want to smoke. So you smoked.
Yeah, but the thing is, they still was advertising on telly at that age.
Yes.
When we was 13, 14, they was still having the Hamlet cigar adverts and all that, mate.
And it wasn't only adverts, was it? You look at Formula One
cars, it was everywhere. It was everywhere.
Yeah, you look at Formula One, and it was all, you know, the cigarette companies sponsoring it. You know, Marlboro and JPS and bits.
Yeah, Dave. Because when I was, I'm going to guess now, about 8 years old, I had the John Player Special Formula One radio, and you turned the wheels and all the stuff for the volume and stuff, but it was still the black JPS cigarettes car.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was. Yeah.
So people kicking off about that, about vaping. Oh, kids are gonna hang on. How many generations are they doing with tobacco? And basically, the government back then let people advertise. It's only the last probably 20 years they really they've been putting the toe down slowly, and surely we've come to the way we are today. That advertising completely is banned of cigarettes.
Well, the cleverest one, I think, was the Scudera, the Ferrari, because when they banned the smoking, Ferrari just put the Marlboro barcode on their back fins. So they weren't openly advertising it, but because they had the Marlboro barcode on, they technically were. And they got away with it for ages.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is, like you say, a double-edged sword, isn't it? I don't like seeing all these youngsters. It's big, massive youngsters coming out with vaping devices and stuff, and you do think it's wrong, but you don't think it's so bad because, well, you could have been having a fag, and I don't know. I think it's going to take a while to get used to.
Compared to how many people used to smoke when we was growing up, nearly every lad I hanged around with smoked, mate. There's probably about 50 of us in the park on a Friday night, all smoking.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And compared to how many are vaping now, compared to how many were smoking back then, it's a drop in an ocean, I think.
Right, how about change it? How many of them 50 are still alive?
Well, some of them, I'm not saying what kind of people like them, but, well, we had a reunion the other week, as you know. There was 170 in our year, and 19 turned up. And we counted, I think there was about 12 dead.
The other 100 knew that you were coming.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like what Joe said. You also get mums and dads going to vape shops and getting them e-cigs.
Yeah,
because they want them to stop smoking. I think it should be like America, where you must be 21. It would help. It would help, and that would help make a change.
Yeah, but it's not going to stop the parents going, is it?
Well, no, it's not going to stop that. It's not going to stop the parents. If parents are going to, this is what I'm saying, because it is a safer alternative. This is what I can't understand. Does it really make a difference? You know, I've known parents go in there and buy their kids fags. It's the same thing. Or give their kids money to buy fags. It's the same thing as if your parents going to go and buy the kid an e-cig. You know, if they know their kids are smoking and they know all of the chemicals in there are eventually going to, affect their child, heart disease and all of that stuff. I honestly don't blame them for going, if their kids are really smoking excessive amounts, like, I don't know, 20 a day, which we're not being funny, some kids are, so they're smoking 20 a day, and their parents really want them to stop, and they say, well, we'll get you an e-cig. I honestly think, I don't think that's a bad thing. What I think is a bad thing is if kids take up vaping just because it's a good thing to do.
Yes.
Their mates are vaping because their mates may be vaping because their mates were smoking, so they've gone to an e-cigarette and become vapors. But because their mates see them do it, they want to be in with the in crowd, and then they want an e-cigarette, so they go to e-cigarettes because they're using the safer alternative as an excuse to get one because cigarettes are bad for your health. But if the opposite foot, it's the same. It was the same thing with fags. So you had it with cigarettes. Now you're getting it with e-cigs. It's exactly the same thing.
And that is where I'm blaming the TPD for that, because before the TPD, that wasn't happening nowhere near as much as it is now. And if they hadn't have brought the TPD through and made this much illegal and that nicotine illegal, and you can only have 2 mil tanks, you can only have 10 mil bottles. If they didn't bring all them restrictions in, the kids wouldn't have given the monkeys. But now they've restricted it. You got half the kids are now like, oh, we're not allowed to use this. Well, we can't do this. Right, we want it then. Just like kids normally do.
Nelly, you know, when you were a kid, if you wanted something that you knew you could get all the time, you weren't bothered because you knew it was something you could always get. Like it's basically like collectible art, isn't it? Basically, it's like collectible art. When you know you can get the same picture at a shop all the time, you're not bothered. You'll get it when you need to get it. But once it becomes restricted and collectible, that's when everyone wants that item, and then it becomes like a trend.
Well, my childhood is a perfect example, because when I was about 15, 16 years old, my parents bought a newsagent. So we had a street shop, basically. And my stepdad at the time, he was a clever fucker, because when we moved in and we got the shop, the first thing he said to me and my sisters was, you can have what you want. Help yourselves. What's on the, there's no limit. Go and help yourself. And for 2 or 3 weeks, I stuffed my face silly with all the chocolates and all the crisps I could fit in my gob. Not that it shows, but after 2 weeks and 3 weeks, I wasn't interested in a chocolate bar at all. I lived in a shop and everybody was like, oh, it must be great living in a shop and help yourself to chocolates. And like, I'm not fucking interested. Because I could have it, because it was there and because it was available, I didn't want it. And that's what the kids are seeing now. When the e-cigs were available and everyone could use them, you could do whatever and nobody was saying anything, no one was interested in it. But now they've brought all the bans and restrictions in. They're now jumping on it, not to give up smoking, but to prevent them from starting smoking.
I think it's an element of... there's an element of we don't want you to do that, so there's a rebellion inside in kids where they go, oh yeah, we are. So if the government's saying, oh, you shouldn't be doing that, you shouldn't be doing that, they're like, yeah, fuck you, I'm going to do it. And I think you're sort of right in that way, because the thing is, if they just turn around and say, right, okay, leave us to ISIS,
yeah.
What do you think, Dave?
It's really difficult, isn't it? You're right. I saw a couple of kids earlier today with vapes, and they were probably 13, 14. And part of me was like, I should really say something to them about they shouldn't be doing it. And then part of me was going, yeah, but at least they're not smoking. It's really difficult. I think parents have to take it each, what the kids do themselves, partly, don't they?
It's a hard thing to judge.
I think if you caught your child, if I caught one of my kids, I think I would be annoyed, but I'd definitely find out where they're selling it. Do you know what I mean? And have a go at the person who's selling it. But then I'd sit down and say, look, this is the reason. You know what I mean? But if they ask, obviously I've got my desk here and I've got all my e-cigs here. I explain to them what it is and why I do it. I don't do it because it's cool. I do it because I'm addicted to nicotine. And I like... because I've smoked for so long, and it's better for me smoking. And most of my daughters just say, "Well, at least you won't die as quick because you will with smoking." So they know even at 12 that if you smoke, you're gonna die quicker. So
I'm actually facing that with one of mine. Because even though I keep they're on a shelf, they're out of the way, but they know I don't keep it hidden. And I'm vaping in the evening. Austin Green's in chat. Bloody hell. Evening, Austin.
Yeah, blast from the past.
Oh, isn't it? One of my children, and they're very young, not way young, not even in secondary school yet. And he said to me on a number of times, and I said, Dad, when I grow up, I'm going to be a vapor. I want to do vaping. And I'm saying, no. So now I'm having a fight there now, because now I'm saying to him, no, you don't want to vape. And he says, yeah, but it's good. It's got all this. It's, you know, you got your clouds and stuff. So, yeah, but I'm not doing it for the...
Yes.
For what I'm doing it. I'm doing it because... And then I explained all the points. I went all through it all and all that stuff. And I said, and that is why I'm doing the vaping, because it was too late for me, and I'm choosing a safe alternative.
Yep.
Not that it's cool, but it's safe. And he said, yeah, but it's not bad for you, so why can't I do it? And then you're faced with that other question now, aren't you? So, well, because...
Well, it still is, isn't it? It's still
yeah,
in
the best air is fresh air. Always has and always will be.
But is such thing as fresh air?
Oh, only if you live in the rural countries, but yeah.
Well, even not them, mate, because all the pesticides, all the muck spreading they do, and
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? There's no such thing as pure.
Well, it's a whole new ball game now, because where I'm
Unless you
trying
go
to
other
put
parts
him
of
off
the
of
world.
smoking, now I'm trying to put him off of vaping, and I'm fighting it because he's got his own valid point saying, but it's not as dangerous as cigarettes. And I'm trying, but the only reason you want to vape is because you want cigarettes. So,
But I think it's better for you to be open and talk to him and give him reason than have it as a forbidden fruit.
yeah,
If you have it as a forbidden fruit and he doesn't know what I think we should be open with it with our children.
Yeah.
I might be wrong, people. I might get slated for saying that.
well,
Do you know what I mean? But I'd rather be open. It's just like sex and stuff like that. Nowadays, they're taught at 7 and 8 years old. What I think's a bit crazy, but on the other hand, I know what my stepdaughter knows now, and she's really sensible about it. And she's like, no, I don't want to kiss a boy from 18. It's disgusting, all that mucus and all that in your mouth. And do you know what I mean? She goes into big detail, and it's just like, well, yeah, it's better than not knowing. And yeah, it's a bit of a double-edged sword again with that as well. So yeah.
Joe's just said in chat, this is where the saying, do as I say and not as I do, comes out.
Yes.
But it's like what Joe said a minute ago. He basically says, to be honest, he wished he knew about them, as he was smoking from 13 till he was 18. And if vaping had not come out, it would have fucked my body up even more than I have. He was on 30 to 40 a day at the end.
Wow, that's a lot for an 18-year-old, isn't it? Wow.
For that age, yeah. So,
Yeah, that's what I mean. I was doing 100 grams of tobacco a week. You know what I mean? I was really addicted to it. But I noticed now, and I think we said this last week, Jamie, I'm not sure. It wasn't that I was addicted to the nicotine. Yes, I was. But it was more the shit they put in the tobacco as well.
Yeah.
Oh, without a doubt, you're addicted to all the chemicals in it.
Yeah.
Far more than the nicotine.
Because I noticed now, and probably all of you agree with me, it's like now, it's not like, oh, I need a vape, and you literally climbing the walls like you did with a cigarette. You just like, yeah.
But Neil, it's the same. It's the same thing. It's a habit. It's not so much. It's a mixture of addiction and habit. Because the simple fact is, if you didn't do it, you had nothing to do. You were lost because you weren't doing it. It's the same thing as clicking your knuckles. Eventually, you sit there and go, click, click, because it's something you always do. You just do it, and it was like you get into a routine when you did with cigarettes in the morning, coffee, fag. Then you get
praise for fidget spinners. All praise for fidget spinners.
You know what I mean? It was a habit. When that's when you started craving it more, because if you've done something different that wasn't your routine, and your routine had changed, it was like my dad's probably the best example. Now you can't smoke on a plane, so when my dad goes on holiday, he makes sure he has enough fags before he gets on to then sit on the plane. And then he craves a cigarette as soon as he gets off. It's not so much a craving, it's so much he hasn't been able to do that habit, something that he always does when he's at home, because he's been on a plane for 4 hours. So he's had that habit taken away from him and he can't do it. I'm not saying it's not addiction, but it's a mixture of both, an addiction and a habit.
Well, I think it's more of an addiction with cigarettes than it is with vaping. I think with vaping, it's more of a habit for definite.
Yeah, vaping basically fits in that gap. So instead of you having to have that fag as a habit, you just pick up a mod. So,
well, I see it now as, you know, like a want a vape. It's like a want a coffee.
Yeah.
Or what, a cup of tea. That's that kind of craving. It's not like I'm getting shaky because I haven't had a cigarette, or I'm getting all anxious and everything because I haven't had a cigarette.
No.
Do you know what I mean? It's just more like, oh, I need a vape. I'll just have a vape. I'm not. It doesn't seem to grab me the same.
Neil, I'm gonna try an in-show experiment. Hopefully it'll work. I'll get back to Joe Blake's statement in a minute when he says about the weed. A little in-show experiment, right? Dave, when you began vaping, what was your nicotine milligram?
Oh, what? When I started vaping?
Started.
6.
Started at 6.
Yeah.
Was you lung hitting?
No, left alone.
Okay, fair enough. Jamie, what did you start at?
I started at a 6.
You started at 6. Neil?
18.
18. I started at 18 as well.
But I was on them little sticks. What didn't give you any vapors?
Yeah. And now I go back. So we've got 2 6s and 2 18s, right? And Dave, what are you on now?
0, between 0 and 3, depending.
Right.
Some mid stuff 0, some 3.
Yep. Jamie, what are you on now?
I went to 3, but I've now gone back to 5.
Which is still less than half what you started at. And
are you vaping less now though on them Nick salts?
Yeah, but the thing I had to go back to 5 is I'm very meticulous on my juice, as you all know, because there's only one I used to smoke. One I used to vape. Since the TPD, Manga Bees has changed their flavourings, so it's nowhere near what it was before, and it tastes vile. So now I can't vape it. So the only one I liked was Twisted Dr. Salt, and they don't do it in a 3. So it wasn't like I wasn't aiming for a 3. I was, but they only do it in 5. So I had to go to 5. So I had something to vape.
Yeah.
But I think you're vaping less, mate.
I am. I'm literally where before my Manga Bees, I was on it all the time. The Dr. Salts gives you the exact nicotine hit you need, and you feel it. So 5 is perfectly enough. I can go literally half a day without putting my mod to my lips on Dr. Salts. Quite easy.
Excellent. And Neil, what are you on now?
I'm on, when I make my own, I'm on 1.5.
1.5. So that goes to put, if nicotine is that addictive, why has nearly everyone who starts vaping
has gone
dropped
down
their nicotine?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the thing is as well, they reckon that nicotine on its own, we're not talking about cigarettes, just nicotine on its own, like we are doing with these, are basically as addictive as probably tea or coffee.
Yeah.
Answer one other question as well. If you've got
caffeine,
got a person that literally can't put a mod down and chain vapes, so it's like fucking all the time, drops it for a couple of minutes, all the time. What would you say that was? What would you say was wrong to cause him to do that?
Well, potentially their nick levels too low.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or he's quite new, or he's stressed. And we all suffer with stress. And the thing is,
they're on the withdrawal symptoms to the other shit that's not nicotine.
Nah, this is he's actually in chat. And I moan at this person because since I've been living where I'm living, I've never set off a smoke alarm. I've never set off a smoke alarm in here. But you can walk in their bedroom and it's like, tonight, Matthew, I'm gonna be. You can't see them. And to me, if you're literally on it and you can do half a tank of your e-liquid before you stop, to me that's a sign your nick levels aren't right. Because where I knew I was vaping a lot of manga bees, but since I've gone up and I've found I'm not anymore. You know, it lasts me ages.
Yeah.
If he's constantly going on it, then if he's on 6, he needs to go up to 9 or 12, or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Just,
And Joe's put addiction. It's not addiction. Your nicotine level's not right. Numbnuts. Addiction.
And I also think it depends on your style of vaping as well.
yes, it does totally.
If I'm being an absolute hoolie
Every day.
and doing loads of, well, no, but you know, if I'm running a stupidly low build, I'll vape far more than if I'm running a sensible build and lower wattage.
I must admit, I can't disagree for the simple fact, if I vape that, and that's my E-leaf, that's my Pico squeeze, and that's got a build in it of I think 0.25, single coil, and I can quite happily vape that until I've had enough, then I put it down. But if I use that, which has got restricted airflow, that hits me 1,000 times harder than that does. I do 3 vapes out of that, and I have to put it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're two totally. If I want a real hefty nicotine hit, I vape that. If I'm quite happy just to merrily plod along, because that's my, they're both my driving mods now. I've had to have driving mods because I can't stand dripping in the car. It does my nutting. So they're driving mods. So I have one for work and one for at home.
Well, that's one of the big rules, isn't it? Don't drip and drive.
Yeah.
Someone
I'm
said
pretty soon it'll become law.
I can't pronounce his name, but someone said boredom as well, and I think some of that is
Yeah.
It's the
boredom as
midget
well.
ninja.
definitely.
The midget ninja.
Ninja. Right,
No,
okay.
the midget.
Ah, yeah, right, okay. It's all right. Yeah, I know who the midget ninja is after last week's episode, and I accidentally put him in the naughty corner. Sorry about that. I just thought it was. I just thought it was Joe being a dick, but it wasn't. You're actually related to Joe, which I am categorically sorry for you for. Really sorry for you for.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, but you know you can't change your family. You can kill them, but you can't change your family. So yeah, I do apologise for last week, but thanks for coming on again.
Yeah, he's put no worries. So it shows how it's pretty quick tonight. Yeah, I think some of it is boredom, you know. And I think if you're with more vapors as well, you'll notice Vape Fest is coming up soon, because you go to Vape Fest and there's no stigma at all. It's literally everyone's a vapor there, near enough. You know what I mean? And literally, you can just walk around and you don't care. You're not frowned upon. You're not looked at as an alien or anything. So I think you do vape more.
Neil, do you? When you go,
I'll still look at you as being an alien, no, Neil.
Yeah,
Oh, thanks, mate. I knew you would. Yeah.
He's not even British. When you when you want to go when you go to bed, Neil, do you vape before you go to bed to like calm you down and chill yourself out? Or do you...
Mate, I watch telly and vape in bed. Yeah, I have the mod actually on the.
See, I do. Literally, mine's by on my bedside table, so I can lie there and think, oh, and then I just have a vape for a bit, and then I sit Zonko. Not all the time.
No,
but I'm quite lucky.
See, I'm the same as the others. Go on, Dave.
I don't take any mods upstairs.
Don't you?
Does your wife vape though, Dave?
No.
So you're doing it probably because your wife doesn't vape and it's not.
No, I never smoked in bed. I would never vape in bed.
No. See,
I wouldn't smoke in bed because I'd probably set the fucker on fire.
I take all my stuff to my bed with me. All goes on the bedside cabinet, and whenever I lose my stuff or can't find a device, I need to look down the side of the mattress or down the back of the pillow. That's where I'll find my mods.
Is it because you laid on it and it's bedded?
And a big pool of liquid where it's all leaks out.
And a big rubber dildo set on vibrate.
When did you break into my fucking house?
Neil told me when he visited last.
Ah, right, yeah.
He said because he fell unconscious and woke up with a sore ass.
Oh, Joe.
That was just the dog.
Joe, did you put the wrong fuel in your vehicle, mate? Was you a twat?
Told you, Joe. Don't mess with admin.
What? He's only got a fucking hairdryer on wheels, hasn't he?
Yeah, but he can't tell the difference between a green pump and a black pump.
You put diesel in a fucking motorbike.
Yeah.
What, a hairdryer?
Yeah.
He drives a hairdryer, doesn't he?
Right, it's a motorbike with a hairdryer motor.
Yeah, I totally agree, Austin. All styles of vaping, and basically, this is why I like Vape Fest. All styles of vaping. So it's cloud,
Yes.
new starters, all that. All what I noticed last year, it didn't matter what kind of vaping you did. You literally all come together, and the atmosphere was brilliant. It was really, really good.
Yeah,
and
I loved it. I loved it last year. It was so late. It was so laid back. It was nice to hang around with all of this lot. It was nice. I liked it last year.
Joe, I'm quite proud of the fact that my tits are bigger than your ego.
Yeah, I like that.
Fuck you.
Oh, I would like to point out, Nelly, as you have admin rights because you helped us out tonight, you may put him in the naughty corner for 300 seconds if you wish.
Can I?
You may.
Yeah, you can.
I'm not that nasty. I wouldn't do that to my Joe. All he's got to do is say, "Is it too late to say I'm sorry?" And I might forgive him.
If no one knows it, Joe looks a bit like that idiot singer.
Yeah, Justin Bieber knockoff.
Yep.
Who, by the way, has been banned from performing in China.
I bet they're not, sorry.
I bet you're hit sorry now.
I feel sorry for Justin Bieber looking like Joe.
I know.
He's put need a bigger shed, Nelly, and I ain't going to repeat the word underneath because I ain't forfeiting.
I don't have to do forfeit, so I can say it, but I'm not.
I was going to say, no.
No, I don't need a bigger shed.
Uh-oh.
Is it too late to say that I'm sorry?
Oh, Austin. Austin. See, it's not just me who's boring. Austin's got a molly as well.
Has he actually put that up in chat?
No, he's put it in the group, watching with the molly like that, with my face on, watching the telly.
Okay, that's fine. Don't put it in chat because you'll get put in the naughty corner. I'm joking, you won't.
You won't.
You won't. I'll just kick Neil.
No, what it was, Austin, that for weeks and weeks and weeks, all I was hand checking it was a molly and something else. And he got bored of it.
And then putting it on a pillow as though he slept with it in bed with it. Well, he probably did, knowing him.
It's an awesome little mod, mate.
Yeah, but I wouldn't sleep with it.
He could have been worse and done what Ian done and take his mod to the beach.
Considering it's made out of Delvin and everything and the same price as a 3D printed mod, they're brilliant, mate. They really are. They're really good.
Neil.
Yes.
Don't. I'm lapsing in and out of consciousness.
That's when you missed the old MSN chat. Do you remember that little buzz thing when you press a button and you buzz the other person and they get an alarm on the other end? Or am I too old?
So he's not used that in singular either. He's used that in.
Not being funny, Nelly. You probably still use a dial-up modem. Sorry, can't connect you.
Your mouse has died. Please put a new one in the trap.
Yeah, please replace your spud.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Right, if anyone in chat got any questions and stuff we'd like to answers,
It's
we've
chat question time.
We've got the king of
10 minutes.
We've got the king of Squonkers, Dave. We've got the king of Plonkers, Neil.
And then we've got the king of fast tech. And then we've got the king of magic torches.
That's
Jamie.
me. So I can help you. So I can help
And
you
the
out.
trouble is, I can't see chat. So
So we'll relay the questions.
So any question, anything at all.
Hey, Dave, I'll let you answer this one from chat then. What the fuck are them pair of twats doing on the show? No, that wasn't in chat, mate.
Oh, Aaron's put up for DIY. How do I get Nick?
You're about 2 months too late, mate.
Yeah,
You can go to Darkstar and get Nick shots.
you'll have to get Nick shots instead, mate.
Nick shots, what are 18 or 20 milligrams.
You can.
And I have done a show to actually tell you how to do that, and I'm not doing it again. Yes.
Yeah. It's one of about 900 shows he done on mixing.
I did 4.
It felt like 900.
seemed like 400.
Yeah, but to be fair, we've done it more of a talk show, but that was to kick it off. We had loads to do, and
Yeah.
at the time, it was thing to do.
Yeah, but that normally takes one show. You
Why
don't
so
have to do a
serious?
further 3. That was the only time viewers plummeted
Actually,
because they went, oh fuck, it's the same shit. Oh fuck, it's the same shit. Oh fuck, it's the same shit. Only joking, Neil. Keep your hair on. You've lost enough.
Hello.
Yeah, that's what I can't work out. He loses it on the spam. He's got the biggest spam on a bloke I've ever seen, and then grows it on the face.
Well, he did have the biggest spam, but they came in chat now.
No, but you can still.
Oh,
Yeah, no, but you can still see the top of Dave's hairline, like the V in the middle. So you can still.
Only just.
Yeah, but it's still there. But Neil's is just like, I don't know. Looks like this whole. Look, he's got no. I thought his fucking headphones was his hairline. It ain't.
no.
Austin, Vape Fest raffle gear is a sore subject for me.
Yeah, especially at the. Yeah, I read that, and it is a little bit at the moment.
Yeah,
What?
I've been a little bit ripped off, and I'm not naming no names, but yeah, there's a bit of dirty guts on that in a minute. People not honouring their winnings and stuff, but there you go. Next.
I remember when you won it, Nelly. Your eyes lit up like you just found your dad's gun.
The thing is though, they didn't lit up because when I won it, I thought it was just some juices and some bits and bobs. And when I got back to the tent, it was your brother. Yeah, and Dave's holding one of my winnings in his hand there. I didn't actually know what I'd won until I got to the tent. And your brother actually told me what it was. But then when one of them failed to work, and now pretty much a year later, they've still done fuck all about it.
Austin's put, what address do you want?
Yeah, Austin wants me to tell him an address, and he'll go around and sort them out. He'll sort them out for me. No, I'm not naming names. It's not fair to name names.
No.
Austin, just out of curiosity, are you a hired thug? You see in chat, second one down, Joe Blake. I'll give you his address, but it's my address, so I'll have to be out.
You met Austin like Vape Fest, Jamie.
Yes, you did. Yes,
Yeah.
last year. Yes.
Yes.
See, you look like a hired.
He looked like a farmer. Because he had like a green rain jacket on, he had his big floppy hat on.
Right, okay.
Right, you guys are going to need to close up in a minute because I'm busting for the toilet and I'm.
Just go in your shed. The smell won't change.
Oh, excellent. Oh, did you go off the SQ4 for what I said, or are you happy with the S Cube, mate? Because he got basically off my not my advice, but things I said about the octopus. He's gone for the S Cube instead, and I think wise choice, mate. Wise choice.
I like that. I'll take my keyboard to beat them up with. Lol.
Yeah, do you remember that lad asking what I thought of the octopus 3D printed? And I couldn't really answer it, but I said what I've heard. It's a bit overpriced for the quality kind of thing. I know a few people are adding, but the S Cube, the Molly and stuff like that. And he's gone for the S Cube, so I'm glad about that, mate. I'm glad I've been able to help you out, and you've been able to just have a search around.
The concerning thing is he listened to you.
Well, mate,
He must have been pissed.
the SQ is really what a mod for the
No,
mod.
all serious. They would have given you good advice generally.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say it's the best advice, but I'd say it's the most honest. I'd say, yeah.
He wouldn't say it's the best advice. It's advice.
Yeah.
Advice.
It might take him
It's
5
my
hours.
opinion, isn't it, Dave? At the end of the day, it's my opinion.
It might take him 5 hours to do a coil and put it on the wrong device, but he can fucking wick perfect.
He did order a book, Advice for Dummies. It's sitting on his lap.
Oh yeah, if you have any trouble wicking any tanks, any attas or anything like that, yes, I can wick anything. But
What about building magmas, Neil?
fuck off. Right, if no one's heard of this, right, when we very first started Geico, I did a magma and I did it with Nikon.
This is Neil's
Nickel,
excuse.
sorry, it was nickel, wasn't it? It was nichrome wire. What's very soft and it can snap really easy, especially the thinner stuff we used at the time. And I actually clamped it down and snapped the wire. Me trying to be a smart ass, I actually swapped mods and didn't think you'd notice, but yes, everyone noticed, and especially Dave noticed. And yes,
It wasn't. It was Ian that noticed.
Yeah, but it was Dave in chat as well because he. Isn't that a different mod, Neil?
Yeah, that was your failed Blue Peter moment.
Yes, one I prepared earlier. It was like the one you failed earlier. Yeah.
Wow, it was all worth the giggle. That's what made it what it was.
See, that's made my day. That I've actually helped someone out in the last show, and that's what we do it for. I've helped one person, and yeah, that's enough for me. It's I'm glad he's and hopefully, if you haven't got it, you will enjoy it, mate. I'm sure you will. And
no, the SQs are really nice.
Yeah, they are. They're really well made as well. I've had mine. I've used mine for 2 weeks solid. I never enough use it everywhere. And I've got to say, the paint hasn't, well, the finish on it hasn't come off. I'm not seen it flaking, nothing. It's
well, it
solid.
shouldn't do because it's anodized.
Yeah, but you do get it chipped and stuff like that, but it's not. There's not a mark on it, man.
Dave, this is Neil we're on about here.
Well, if it's past my test, as you know, right, I've had it's not missed a heartbeat. So for me not to have a mod, what's not gone silent.
But you have dropped one in the sea.
Yes, I did drop one in the sea. That was last year. I tell you,
you one
the
chucked
mods
out of a
did not
caravan
go.
as well.
Eh?
You had one chucked out of a caravan as well, didn't you?
Yeah, that was my lad many years ago. He was still in the box. He took it out of the box.
And then found one behind your radiator as well, didn't you?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, 18 months behind the radiator. Yeah.
See, and that's what is just so magical about vaping.
And do you know what?
Heat was coming from.
I put that in with a fresh battery, and it still had 4 volts in the battery 18 months later. Just shows how good them batteries were. It still had 4 volts still in it after 18 months sat in a mod. Oh my god!
All right. Right.
I think that's about it, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, you've done your hour.
Yeah, we could an hour. I don't know if people want us to run it longer. They'll have to. Because some weeks we go to an hour and 20, an hour and 30, but tonight yeah, these people who stepped in, and I've got to say thank you very much, Nelly and Dave, for dribbing in, so it's not just us two on our own here.
Yeah, cheers for that, Dave. Cheers for that, Nelly. Thanks for doing. Thanks for filling in for Ash and doing all of the intro and all of that stuff, mate. Much appreciated.
No worries, mate. As long as it takes my little ear joke.
Yeah,
Intended.
He'll be all right. Mate. He's all right.
Yeah, he'll spit his dummy out for half an hour, but it'll be fine.
Nah, fuck it, it's worth it. Right.
Right.
Go on, you say your bits and then I'll do the exit.
Yeah. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Please like, subscribe, and thumbs us up. And come on to our page if you're not already a member on Facebook, Dripping Coil Show. And if you want to come in the after show, the hangout link is in the pin post. Jamie.
Yeah. Thanks again for supporting, following us, and watching our shows. I'd just like to say, I'm hoping he's watching tonight. The guy I saw last week, who's been following us on the Get Your Coils Out show, and has also come over to the Dripping Coil show. Thanks for watching. I spoke to him in Vape Shop Brighton. We met up. He's a nice guy. He likes what we do, and it's a good laugh. He says he enjoys it. It's a good laugh and a nice bit of release on a Friday night. So yeah, thanks for watching. As Neil said, like, subscribe, thumbs us up. If you want to join us in the after party, the link to I lost my train of thought. The link to Hangouts is in the pin post on the Dripping Coils Facebook page. Also, Dripping Coils, I have now linked to Dripping Coils. You will see it. Dave's gone. Okay, so bye, Dave. Dripping Coils is now linked to Get Your Coils. So if you're part of Get Your Coils, you will see that Dripping Coils is now interlinked. So yeah, thanks for watching.
Right, can I just say something quick? Yeah. Sorry. I'd just like to thank Matt, you know who you are, for putting loads of interesting topics into our group. It's a shame not as many people. It's only you doing it, but it'd be nice if more did it. Anything you put in it, we'll talk about it. Basically, what Jamie was talking about and showing you was from a viewer who actually put it in our group, so we discussed it. And like I say, if you want us to discuss something, put it in our group or message us, and we'll do it. Thank you very much for that, Matt. Right.
And also, if there's something you want us to look into, like tanks, mods, stuff like that, we'll quite happily do that for you. Tell you whether or not they're worth any good. If we've got one, or we can get hold of one, we can review it for you. So yeah, just let us know. Thank you, Nelly.
And on behalf of me and Dave, it was a pleasure to be on the show. And also on behalf of me and Dave, thanks, Joe. You're my new best friend. See you later.